Gotta check that the stream is looking good here. Should be live now. Okay. Now, there we go. Okay. We had a bit of a rough go lately, and took a nosedive. So we're just trying to settle back in. I was trying a few different openings and just being a mess. So we're back to so we'll see if we can keep things regular. Again, I was in a trend of just having games that get a good spot, then do something really dumb and lose. All right, so there's two options, here or here. If I go here, then I attack the e3 square where the bishop could go. If I go here, and I'm kind of in a more solid position, but not really anything can dislodge me from f3. I'm gonna go there. Queen to b3 will put pressure here on the d4 pawn from both, so I can take with the pawn. Right now he's got two defenders. Yeah, that'll be good. Now in this case, you can still move the knight here. That might be his best move. If he doesn't do that, then I like the spot. So he goes for the bishop. So now I need to decide how I want to go about this. I could take it immediately. I can take this pawn, which is probably the way to go. So then I'll be threatening the knight. And this pawn's already gone. Let's just... I'm not good at spotting when the queen's going to get trapped in these types of positions, so I'm always a little wary. I maybe should have taken first and then taken... Also, yeah, probably should have done this in a different order. We'll find out after the game and analysis if I should have gone a different order here. And hey, I never started up the music, so let's get that going. The window got messed up. Not sure how that happened. Okay, so he moved the queen over to defend the knight. Maybe I'll go, looking at going back down, he might just move him over. If I take, knight takes, oh no, I wouldn't go that order, I'd just be losing a piece. I take with the pawn, knight takes, and knight takes, bishop takes. Or I could just take this immediately. think the music might have been a little loud there, so turn that down. Oh, that's a curious move. That just hangs the rook. It's no longer defended. Take the rook. And then the bishop goes here. Am I trapped? Well, no, because I can just take the queen and trade off. Go here. And the queen moves. I don't have a way out, though. Oh, but if I take here and he does something... Yeah, let's take it, and then I can take the knight.
Call me at 6 on the dot. A line a day when you're far away. Little things mean a lot. Don't have to buy me.
There we go. Okay, so we're going to take a look at that one. Here. There we go. Oh. Alright, so let's run that back. So the first interesting thing is I keep always forgetting to play knight to e7 here. To take. That's probably better than bishop d7. Pawn. It wanted me to take, so I should have taken here because I want to break, part of the goal here, the French, is to break up this pawn center. And I had the opportunity there. The analysis initially says moving the pawn up is better, but once you get closer analysis here after knight a4, which is suggests it's the best move, it turns out actually no, black's got a better position than I looked at first. So on this move, the engine's suggesting moving rook a to c1, a to c8 to put pressure on the knight on c3. And eventually taking on c, but I just took immediately, which it doesn't like, and this was safe. So what I was saying here is it looks like, you know, the queen can't go to any square. The knight protects b1 and a2. The bishop protects b2 and a3. So if I did two dumb moves in a row, then it's possible to do something like this, or you know, I was worried about potential maneuvering, but determined it was safe, and I was right. So that's good. Now let's try another one. I've been playing a bit of c4 lately, but let's play the old Queen's Gambit here. All right, Slav. I need to look more into the general Slav. I've been playing around with exchange versions. So a nice thing here about getting the Luft here is if the knight goes to h5, and normally it would be threatening the bishop on f4, but now the bishop can retreat to h2 safely. And this bishop has to take or retreat, trying to maintain the pin traps the bishop. Now, do I want to trade off the light squared bishops? Probably not. So we'll go to e2. Castle as well. Okay. We'll take here. I should have taken, yeah, I probably should have taken the center first. Oh. If I go back, and the bishop. I'm looking at closing up the position and blocking off this bishop at this point if he moves back. So he's got a bit of an advanced pawn. In exchange, I've got more of the center. My queen will be better on c2 anyway. Let's go there. It'll be threatening this. I expect knight to f6. That's not what I was expecting. Alright, so he's opening up his king on this diagonal. Now, do I want to push here and exchange off? Or do I want to push here and open up the diagonal? I think I'll gain space. Open up the diagonal. If he pushes down, we'll push up b4. This bishop is locked out, and I can actually attack on the queen side to take control over there. I've got a really good bishop. That's actually a nice play. The bishop will... I don't have another defender over there, so I can't just let it take. I can move my queen up, but yeah, I gotta move the bishop, so let's trade it off. Be able to develop my rook with tempo here. Queen on that rank. Maybe we'll just take control of the d-file instead. Because I should be able to, with this, go d1. Where he decides to go. If he gets silly aggressive, like over to g5, then I can just take over. Oh, okay, so he really wants this pawn. So I could sack that for control here. Yeah, I'll be threatening. I like having the 7th rank, so let's get it. I can take this pawn, I can move the rook to either b1, or if I want to just sack the pawn, more aggressively. Yeah. Actually, I don't know what he can, because if I go to D, he can defend it. If I go to B, he can't. Talking about the pawn on B7, that's weak right now. I can move over with either the rook or I can infiltrate with the queen. Those look good. Queen's more active though. Already, so let's do it with the rook. Oh, I should have. I always see it after. See, this is trouble I've been having. There was actually a pin here. So I know that was a mistake. I should have played bishop c4. Let me go back. See, it's on that diagonal I was talking about, the king being exposed. I could have done with the queen or the bishop, and so that was a mistake, but my position's still fine. Well, so take that en passant. Keep that diagonal threat there. This is defended by the queen. This is undefended, so I could attack it in some way. I can check with the bishop and get into a more useful square and force the king back, and then move the queen over, question mark. Queen up check doesn't seem to really accomplish much. Oh, queen check, rook. Actually, I guess if the king moves here, I can't do that. Okay. So I should have been looking at his possible moves before that. Queen back to d8 might be nice. That's really the only move that makes any sense to me. But then it's not protecting that pawn. So that's no good. Yeah, here. So queen to d6 is the move, I think. It's queen to d6. What do I do? I just have to move the pawn. Okay. I'm looking at queen to e6 here. I can just take this pawn. Taking the pawn's probably better. Take the pawn. He can take the pawn. Basically pin that queen to the back rank so it's defending the rook. The queen moves down, then I can take the rook. Check. I think just taking the pawn is the best move at this point for him. Oh, he took it the rook. Okay. thinking rook. Try and cut off queen a bit and threaten, have mate threats. So the bishop right now is attacking this square, but my bishop can retreat. I'm on a back rank check here. So it's okay. I have to be wary of that. I'm looking at my queen ending up on e6 here, threatening the bishop and threatening if the queen ends up at some point off the back rank and I'm there, a mate threat there. If the bishop moves along this diagonal, and being able to check. Making up some time here, which is good. While the king ever has to move over, getting the bishop into the game, also good. Okay, so now the bishop's pinned. Of queen a8, queen threatening takes. No, not e6 actually. If I go queen d, no, can't go here. So what are his candidate moves here? I can't. We can go there. If he goes to e8, then you know, rook takes h7 is a bit rough. Oops. So those are his potential moves. Moves to b8, then d5. Oh, he moves up to protect the queen. Okay. I'll just double up, right? It'd be a lot easier if I didn't see that pin after I moved earlier. Make progress here. Oh, here, yeah. That's the move. Threatening mate into check and mate. Or wait, no, no, it's not threatening mate. Sorry, it's just threatening that pawn. Bishop protecting the g7 square prevents mate, but you don't want to give that up. Be check, check, and then the king would be on f8. Rook check. No, and the bishop takes. I don't know what the follow-up is, but it looks scary. That's the important. That's the important thing. I can move queen over. Oh, no, that's a mistake. That actually causes mate right here. Let's just double and triple check it. So this should be checkmate. There's nothing else attacking that square. That pawn, this pawn's not, that pawn's not, that pawn's not, that bishop's not, queen is not, this pawn's not, that rook is not. Nothing is protecting that square. Checkmate. All right. So we will analyze that one. And I'll make sure to remember to switch over to the analysis view this time. So let's switch on over. That one felt both messy and good. So I guess average. Oh, it was pretty happy overall. So it does, yeah. It was even for a little bit. I missed an opportunity right here, right here. This 5.18, that's the pin, I think. All right, so first up, this fianchetto in the Slav is not typical. If I look at the openings, 53 times played, so versus 73,000 for knight f6, or 12,000 for e6, so that's just a weird move. So we're pretty much out of book at this point. Though we're transposing into something more normal, interestingly enough. Until that move. Alright. Wanted queen b3 immediately because the b7 square is undefended. Try and force it off. I looked at f5, but that seemed needlessly aggressive and complicated. I thought that just playing back to d2 was safer. Straight off, which is good, and I like that. Actually, the engine is more willing to play f5 than I think humans should be. I wanted the d1 earlier, anticipating the d5 push, so it's potentially, but it calls it questionable. Now there isn't anything to go in the way of the king. I wanted the pawn just to take right away rather than giving up the bishop pair, which I get, but I saw this position and I liked it. And I missed the bishop. Kato, so it really likes my position +2. But this move was tricky. This is where I was struggling to find what a good move was, and it wanted b3 out of the selections that I made. Oh, I didn't consider that b3 was check. I just gone and take. Yeah, that would have been better. I just didn't process that b3 was check for some reason, even though I saw that c4 was. That was good. That was good. That was the only move. Oh, what? Oh, wow, I blanked. See, this is the move more than anything, where why did I blank? I just assumed that they did something reasonable. Why didn't I just take the queen? It's ridiculous. I don't know why I just gaffed at that. But all right, let's try this one more time then. See how it goes. Alright, so I like to play to g5 to bait out moves. See, I like that. So that weakens the square, so if I get my queen up, then he has to figure out how to defend it in some way. So I'll come back and defend the e4 pawn for now, and then move the queen up. Presumably he's just going to play that down. I move back and then I force him back. Any way to exploit that terrible position for the knight? Take, check. You just trade off, and it's no better. Okay. If you look back, if he takes, I have 2 attackers on that pawn. He just has 1, the bishop. Take a long time. So, let's see. I pawn up, he may take, or he may move back. F moves back. Seems like a good move. I guess he can play down, but I'm ready to castle queenside and just push everything. All my pieces are pointed as king. His are kind of undeveloped back here. Not doing much. So if he pushes that down, I just take. So if he pushes... Okay, so he did end up taking, so I'll just double check my math here, how I want to do this. So I can just clear up this center. If I take the knight, he wants to, I take with the knight. He takes, I take. He has the threat here on that pawn. Yeah, I'm going to take and open up this file for my rook. Now, I don't know if I want to take with the bishop or with the pawn. He's going to take here next, but... Okay, I guess with the bishop. So after he takes here, I'm wondering about immediately playing bishop. Because sacking that knight, no, I can't do it because he can, yeah. Then the pawn would be attacking the queen next if he took it. We'll move our knight over. Have him join the attack. I can move the rook over and pin it. I can castle, and then I have a potential rook sack here on h6. That'll be fun if I can do that. Oh, excited. I'm looking at a rook sack. So rook takes on h6, bishop takes on h6, rook pin. If rook takes, knight takes. No, he can't take because it's check. So rook takes, bishop takes. Rook, knight takes. Queen takes, check is game over. I don't know every calculation here, but I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Like if he moves his king back. Oh, okay. Now he's gonna have to take. Oh, baby. Okay. Check. Queen can't take because the bishop's pinned. No. Loses the queen. I think he's going to resign here. This will be fun to evaluate because I don't know if that was right. It was just fun. Okay, so obviously if I take, then he can take the queen. So I just got to make sure I don't screw that up. So this knight, if I go here, the knight takes, bishop takes, check, rook takes, and I'm fine. I also go here, but yeah, if I go here, okay. That's good. He'll get... I wonder what the material will be. He actually is in this still. Okay, so I'm looking at queen e7 check as the follow-up here. I think that's the best move. Need to move and be aggressive. That's his best square because I don't want to trade off his knight. Oh, I see. Okay. Go check. I'm gonna go check. He has to move back down. I feel like that's good. I should be able to force a draw here if I don't think I can win. Technically, I'm down material. I didn't calculate losing the rook. Okay, so if I move the bishop over, here, I should probably pin that bishop. Interesting. Okay. Looking at bishop takes on that square. If he moves his king out of the pin, then I can do it with check. So he can move his knight into the way and have it pinned, and then I move my bishop over. Very complicated. Okay. After check, I move, and then I don't see anything else he's doing. So he wants to queen this is the only concern. The bishop's still protecting that square, so go for the kill. threatening check anywhere. Here, I threaten check. Wait, I can check here now. Check. Go here or here. Goes here. Only a minute left. Gosh. Oh, okay. So, check. There, check. There. Oh shoot, I shoot. That's it really is only move. I don't know if I have a follow-up here. I think only this will do anything. The knight, and I don't know if I can do anything else. Now we gotta try and perpetual somehow. What? I don't have time. I want my time out. What a ridiculous game that was. Oh, it was 6 blunders. I had to be in the lead at least at one point, I think. Okay, let's see what that wrought. Alright, alright. To the analysis board. Oh, yeah, there's that madness. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Let's speed through the happening here. Oh, so it thought I had a really good chance here. Knight check, take, oh, oh, that would have been nice. I didn't, oh, okay, okay. It was suggesting it like pawn takes better. So it considered my rook sack dubious and unnecessary. It's a 3 pawn advantage without that. It wanted me to take, so it was saying take, he takes, and then follow up with bishop f4. That's the basic idea I was looking at. So that's the more boring version. I went for the crazy version. So I didn't calculate that through all the way. I didn't realize that would end up working that way. So now it says it's even. As I said, I could force a perpetual here and take a draw, but I still tried to be aggressive, and it still thinks it's even. So that was the move. So went queen f7, which is what I was looking at, combining move orders. So difference is I'm preventing him from escaping to that square. So it wants rook e2 check, which obviously he's not playing. So let's say he just plays for the queening. Mate in 6. Now bishop e4. He has 2 moves, h8 or h6. So you have to go to h6. Queen h5. You know, this is the whole thing. And then I should have done bishop h7. I screwed that up later in the game that was actually played because now you can't go here and because the queen's covering that square. So back, bishop g6, check, back, check, mate. So if I go back to the game, I think I missed something like that here. Yeah, so I should have played it here. I missed it. That was the better move, but still forced mate here. But I was in so much time trouble. 44 seconds to find mate in 5. That's a little tricky for my blood. Need to go down check. No, that's mate in 1, so you have to go back and then. Oh, yeah, I didn't force it back in the same direction. And after I did that, I didn't. I was trying to get it back to after I saw bishop h7 the right direction, but then I'm like, my queen's in the way. How do I? I just kept going. And then this was losing. It wanted bishop take now, but. Well, that was madness. All right, well, off stream I've been having a rough time, but on stream apparently this is the place to be because winning all 3 games, even the ones I only have 2.5 seconds left. All right, I can cut it short there. This was a good round.